All right, let's do a little mic check here. Before we get going, anybody got any questions? We'll wait till more people get in here before we go over some of the new features and get ready for trading today. Good morning. We'll get going here in a couple minutes. We'll get going a little early because we're going to go over some of the features of Chart Buddy. I've massaged a few things as I use it more. All right, well, let's just get started. Today's Tuesday, April the 28th, 2026. So welcome to the AM briefing brought to you by microstrader.com, where together we trade better. And actually, the AM briefing is just kind of a wrap up, putting a bow on what was said in the battle plan last night. It's unlocked every Monday, whether you are a full member or you're just thinking about becoming a member. Make sure you check that out each Monday. So this week's scripture, Matthew 6:33. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you. So once again, earnings this week. Tomorrow's the show, FOMC, and Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Google, Apple. My goodness, we have a lot of news drivers coming into the market here. And here is the equity clock seasonal calendar. As you can tell, May is certainly an interesting month, to say the least, historically speaking. So let's get to the chart. So yesterday, and for the last couple of days for sure in the battle plan, I've basically been saying the same thing. Bulls control. There are no sellers. But boy, are we looking over the edge of Niagara Falls. We went straight up, kind of hanging here, making incremental little highs, and then can't make them, and then incremental high, can't make it. And that typically leads to a liquidation break. That is bulls getting out. Will the bulls give it up? As we talked, they kept struggling to make a new high yesterday, kept struggling, kept struggling. And then that typically will lead to a massive liquidation break. It just does. What that is telling you is careful knife catching longs. And that's why the battle plan longs are a rather significant distance from those highs. It's to give the room for the massive liquidation break. I'm almost afraid to count how many times it tested the strong level. We'll look at that. All I know is if I try to prediction trade, I'll lose every time. There's people just keep shorting this, keep shorting this, keep shorting this, keep shorting this. And then when it finally gets a 50 to 150 point liquidation break, they're not even in it. Um, they miss it because by the nature of the liquidation break, the bottom just drops. Okay. 50 to 150 points just so quickly. And yeah, it's a wet dream of every trader to be in that move. And they'll keep shorting and keep shorting and keep shorting and building frustration. The accumulation of negative emotions will continue to go. And boy, oh well. So um so basically what I was saying here yesterday, this was yesterday morning after we were done with Zoom, I said, all I know is if I prediction trade this, if I prediction trade a liquidation break, I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose. I've tried it. I've tried it. I've tried it. I wish I could predict when you're going to get the ceiling drop type of moves. So therefore, there's nothing to do for me. There was zero zilch nada for little old me. That's how I felt. Risk of liquidation break is high. Just let you know, little reminder. That said, highly likely this rate of change continues. Talking about the last 8 days, eventually there will be a large consolidation or a mother of all liquidation break. So let's keep an eye out for that. And if this thing starts vomiting, if you're short, I'm going to tell you to hold your short and look to add to your short. And look to target further down. Don't just take a 10 pointer. Don't do that. You want to try to stay freaking in the move for it to target the bottom end of range. Let's pull up the ranges. Where is that? That puts us down here about 70, 72. That is the place I said on Battle Plan 5. I'm just going to bring up Battle Plan 5. On Battle Plan 5, this is where I would want you to target. We're looking for price to get into this zone here, drop back under, looking for a retest of this basic area here to get short to target here. Now, if you'd have been up in the Asia session overnight, you got some clear laddering there. You could have gotten perhaps short there, held a single runner. You're still short, depending on where you're at in the world as a member, and you want to target here. Hold on to that if possible. If we just start vomiting down, cool. I don't care. I have released the need to be in those type of shorts. It doesn't affect me at all. Zero, nada. So let's back up for a second. Actually, let me go back and turn on those battle plans because we're going to turn on the alerts, show you how to do that. It's in a different spot now. But let's go back to, let me turn on yesterday. So my journal entry yesterday was basically this. I got long here from Battle Plan 2 on Thursday, held my rail runner. Last night, when this closed, I moved my stop playing perfect chess. Yes, I could have captured a 100 pointer. Yes, I could have captured a 120 pointer, but I decided to just play perfect chess for sheer discipline. And on that vomit, it got me out. So I am flat, just like you if you're flat. And that was a basically a 4-day, 17-hour hold. It's fine. So that was done. So cool. Let's go take a peek at everybody else. Is everybody on the same vomit train? Are we all on the same train? Not right now. We got Dow in the upper distribution, and we have us in NQ well below previous day low. We are not on the same train, but Dow did grab previous day high, and well, it's still in the upper distribution right now. We are not all on the same train at this moment. Um, so let's bring on the strong levels real quick. So as you could tell, the strong level just played perfectly yesterday. Yesterday came back, tested again, tested again. There was the liquidation break. This is where our battle plan 5 short existed. It didn't happen. Where did we just bounce? Pretty good. Right off the next strong level. So um, that's pretty good. So at this point, I would just be standing down. If we open up and keep vomiting down, my eyeballs are going to go to battle plan trades further down. As I said in the um, battle plan here for battle plan 1. Oops, I need to launch my chart, buddy. Need to launch my chart, buddy. So, couple things on the new chart, buddy. I'll move it over here where you can see it. Um, New update available. I just want to show you that when there's a new update available, this is where you can go click and download it. Okay. It'll take you to the page for you to do that. Focus of the week, once again, is from your weekend reflection. I want this to be front and center as you launch Chart Buddy every day. What is it you're trying to work on? A verse of the day, or and a trader. The news drivers for today and tomorrow, so you can get that at a glimpse. And what's the future snapshot when you loaded this? Link to the battle plan, link to your journaling dashboard. From there. So now, one of the things I changed is that when you click the briefing button, it'll turn that on and off now. You used to have to close the close button, and it was a pain in my butt. So I made sure that. New panel is called Battle Plan here. Okay. This is the new thing that's in this version here. And it's a couple things. One, in the battle plan, each night I write a review section, which goes over what happened today. What was I thinking? What trades did we take? Blah, blah, blah. Then there's the actual battle plan where I do an overview, which is going to be this. I'm reposting it here, and then you get the map, which is this. Okay. So I'm at least giving you on Chart Buddy what was I thinking at the close. So it literally says at the close of yesterday's RTH session, George wrote, and then that's what I wrote. Okay. You can play the full audio. If I did an audio that does the review and the battle plan, if you want to listen to it right from here, you can do it. And it'll also give you, hey, read the entire battle plan right here. Then this is going to be how you set up your alerts. I needed to provide more information, so I needed to create a new panel. And so what this is going to do, I'm going to turn off my battle plan here. Actually, you can't see that. Let me slide this all the way over, guys. Give me a second. I'm going to change the orientation of the stream if I can get it to grab and go. There we go. So sorry, I changed the orientation. I'll change it back. So if you want to set your battle plan alerts that'll go off on your chart and your phone, if you have TradingView on your phone, you want to turn on the battle plan indicator. If you have already mapped on your battle plan indicator, it'll say, hey, it turned it on, and it turned it on over here. Okay. If it's not mapped, well, just go over there and turn on the battle plan indicator. Now I'm going to switch to the alert section. I'm going to set alerts now, and it's going to go and set all the alerts for the battle plan for you. And that is really, really nice. You can turn off those lines by hitting these 3 buttons and hitting alert settings and remove the lines. If you want the lines there and you want to massage where this thing would trigger the alert, just drag it and move it to where you want the alert to go off. So it will preset those alerts for you. Okay. Which is very, very nice. I don't want to see the lines, so I'm going to go in and change those. So that's how you set your alerts. I'm going to keep that open because I'm going to show you another feature that I did yesterday. I showed it to you, but now it's active. If you go to more tools in the object tree, I hate that's not a good word to use. I loathe how messed up the object tree can get. So I created a way that you can sort it. So if you come in here and hit sort and close, it will sort your object tree in this exact order. Okay. Um, Now the new feature here is the cleanup. So what the cleanup does is this: as I draw a level, you can have it turned off and it'll just drop the level wherever you drop the level. Or you could say, you know what, create a day of the week folder. Notice there's a Monday folder right here. Okay, so yesterday when I was doing this, it put all my drawings in the Monday folder for me. So today it should do a Tuesday folder. Or you can specify which folder you want it to do, okay? And it'll bring up all your folders, pick which folder. So I'm going to do day of the week, and there's a specific purpose of why I am doing that. So let's draw a level, and you're going to see it draws the level. It should draw the level somewhere, and then create a Tuesday folder for me. So there's the level, there's the Tuesday folder. Draw another level, puts it in the Tuesday folder. Draws another level, puts it in the Tuesday folder. I like that because it's automatically cleaning up my object tree as I am marking my levels throughout the day. If I wanted to, I could have specified just put everything in my session levels folder. Maybe you create a folder called catch all, and it's just that's where everything catches if you like an organized object tree. If you never open the object tree, you don't really care at all what I'm saying right now. If you care about your object tree, that is freaking cool. So it will load all of those into there. And here's why I'm doing that. Because on the weekend, I like to do a review video. And so um, I have Mondays. I only kept in there what I want to review on the weekend. You may not want to review anything on the weekend, so you could care less about a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday folder. Cool. Don't turn it on. It's fine. But it is a feature. I like that because it's going to organize my week. And if I do a weekend review, I want to be able to go and click Monday, click Tuesday, click Wednesday, click Thursday, click Friday, and I have a nice review of that. And when you come into your object tree and press sort, it'll move your days of the week at the very top of your object tree. So that on the weekend, your Monday through Friday will be setting right here for you to review or go and delete. I love it. All right, so let's come back into here. Yeah, so I had to do a new update this morning because when I added this battle plan thing, it messed up the order of stuff over here. It's no big deal. Don't need to explain it, but you want to update to that 3.20. All right, so we talked about all those. Cool. Don't need you anymore. Bye-bye. I want to now open my panel halfway. That's where I like it. Your mileage may vary. I'm actually going to move you a little over here. Let's move you here. Perfect. All right, let's turn back on the strung levels. It's kind of what I believe are the most important levels going into the week. Where do I think they live? Unfortunately, you didn't get a back test here because that was the short for Battle Plan 5. So we'll see what happens. You know, do we open up, come up here, maybe grab this high and slam back under? That would be interesting. I wouldn't mind a round two of it. One of the things to consider, though, is was this the pullback? I mean, that was a nice pullback. Just what James said. Is this possibly representing a long? We already had a 75-point pullback. Is that the pullback we're going to get? It already took out basically two session lows. So we got to be careful thinking with that the next trade's a short. So we'll trade that as it happens. Thank you, Kane Allen. Welcome. All right. I think that does us good. Opening in 4 minutes. Good time to refresh your beverage. Let's do one more look at, are we all on the same train? No, sir, we're not. So I like the little addition of putting the battle plan here. I think this box, oh, one more thing I wanted to point out. This is an alert box I needed to put here. And that is, when are these alerts deleted? There's three conditions. When the battle plan, when Chart Buddy launches, it will remove the old alerts by default. Okay. So it's self-cleansing. At 3 o'clock, at the close of the market, it will go, if your chart, if If Chart Buddy is open, it will delete them. We don't need them anymore. You're going to get a new set of battle plans, right? Um, or when you click set alerts now, the existing alerts are replaced with fresh ones. So I try to make the alerts self-cleansing for us. I don't want old alerts in there going off and you're like, well, what was that? So it should be self-cleansing. Of course, I've only been able to test that for a certain number of days. So far, that's working well. So bear with me. Thank you. I want to see where I have my toggle set here. Auto cycle every 20 minutes. And remember, um, I didn't change anything. I got to press play on that to activate it, to go ahead and do the first toggle. And I like this automation for trading view. Um, One of the things I tried to do, but honestly, I couldn't get it to do it. Yes, Kane, we do this every morning. I stream the first from 15 minutes till the market opens to 15 minutes after the market opens. Okay. And on Tuesday, I stream the entire morning session. We trade live on Zoom every morning as a group. But on Tuesdays, I stream it on YouTube, basically giving you a sample like they do at Costco. You get a little sample of what we do and how we do it. Um, One of the things I try to do after the cycle through the time frames, I try to have it cycle through the tabs. So you have different tabs at the top, right? I do have different tabs at the top, and I tried to have it rotate through the tabs, but it was not clean. It was cumbersome. It was not. I was like, nope. Just have a mouse that's got a scroll wheel, and you just scroll through it. I would loathe not having a vertical wheel on my mouse. That was tasty. Are young wearing your hairnet? What you talking about, Willis? Oh, that's funny. Yeah, the Costco people. You know, those actually aren't Costco employees. They actually hire an outside company to do all those samples, which I thought was interesting. I would have thought they'd have been Costco employees, but they outsourced that. All right, so once again, nice move off the strong levels. At least we finally had a little bit of a sell. Um, I'm going to bring up the battle plan trades. So we got number 5 and 1 there of the next possible interest. The truth is, if we drop down on here and we give a nice laddering, we'll pay attention to it. Tomorrow is FOMC. I would classify this near as a level 10 day. Typically, the morning is tradable. Take the afternoon off. Go fishing, clean your garage, you know, work on setting up your chart buddy if you're going to use it. I know this is going to be an indispensable tool for me. I love it. So we've had that 75-point pullback. Is that the pullback? One of the things I wanted to show as well, we had this trend line yesterday we were looking at. I want you to notice once again, when it broke it, it back tested a good trend line. And we see that over and over. And I wanted to bring that to your attention this morning. So let's get us a freaking trade today. Yesterday was disgusting. Yesterday, you had to be holding a long, in my opinion. But I'm now flat. I got trailed out. So I am looking for a new entry. And that's what I will do. So we'll be trading the whole morning. If it gets exciting, I don't mind trading longer. So but it's got to do something. It's got to go somewhere. It's got to give us something new. Like at least get under this strong level, if not the next one, if not the next one. And unfortunately, I know tomorrow's FOMC. We've got Iran going on. We might do freaking nothing. We just had a historic move to the north, 14% in 8 days. We can't be upset if ES does the large consolidation. We need one of two things, a large consolidation or a mother of all liquidation breaks. Please. Other than that, tread carefully. If we can get an entry, I will be taking it, however. And I'm not saying I'm not trading. I know I need to tread carefully. There are no real supports until we can get some good consolidation. The first support, in all honesty, that's down here is at the 770, where I have battle plan 5. If you could have gotten short, that's where this is where your TP target is. I don't normally draw lines that large, but in this case, I thought it was prudent. All right, let's go to a clean chart. Let's go to a 10-minute chart. Zoom it out just a little bit. RTH has been very testing of patience lately, in my opinion. Let's go take a peek at everybody else. What is Dow doing? That's what I'm very interested in, because if Dow starts really coming in, that's going to really help us push lower, which would be
Should I be
fine.
trading? Am I biased? Am I following price or fighting price?
We are definitely following price. And yes, I should be trading. Wow. Is Biden president again? Because we aren't going anywhere. We would get so excited if we got an 8-point candle when Biden was president. Like, oh my gosh, look at this volatility. And you had to be real patient. But front sides were money. My goodness, guys. Front sides were money, money, money. And right now, holding runners are money, money, money. Because we have such good ranges right now. All right, let's just pop out to a 30-minute view here for a second. The thing still makes it up there to 85. That could represent something of interest. Let's turn back on the strong levels. Absolutely nothing to do here other than refresh your beverage. We're still inside the first 6 minutes of trading. We hardly ever, 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 ever will take a trade inside the first 6 minutes. We've got to just be in such the most beautiful trade location on the chart that it's crazy. Thank you for that, James. James is denoting we're hanging out at the half back here. And where are we also hanging out? Anybody remember? Anybody remember? Bueller? Bueller? Let's go to a 10-minute chart. Where do we think POC is sitting here? I bet it's sitting in the same place, which if I remember was 72. It's 62. I was wrong. 60. I knew it was something too. 62. So for all of this area here, we got the value area high, the value area low, and POC right here. So if we're wanting to trade an edge, we're close to this edge as far as value is concerned. but then you see these big candles here, those big bars there. So the value area high was very close to being pushed up to here, in my opinion. Um, so I would consider the edge closer to the London high. So if we could push up there near that and then slam back under the strong level for battle plan 5, I would probably take that short for us to come down here to 70.72. I'm flat, so all the options are on the table for me. All right, let's bring it back to home base here. Let's come back to a 3-minute chart. First 6 minutes are over. We're in no rush. We can be patient. We can wait. There's absolutely nothing I'm interested in the middle of the London range. So we'll wait for price to come to an area that we want to engage in price. If price doesn't get there, I don't engage in price. That is one of two things have been so freeing for me as a trader. One, I could care less if I'm ever in a short. And I mean that seriously. And then two, if we are not at a battle plan trade location, I feel no urge to trade. I will. If it's a clean, clear, crisp level, I don't mind taking it. But waiting for price to get to an area where that's where I want to engage in price. And if you're not there, I'm not doing it. Kind of like going to a card lot, I want to pay X dollars. We are nowhere close together. I'm out. See you later. When you get to my price, give me a call. Which in all honesty is one reason I will trade the overnights more if they get to my battle plan locations, because I don't take as many trades as I used to because of that. So I feel I need to be paying attention to the chart um, at broader hours. And now setting the alerts makes it easy to set your battle plan alerts and walk. And thank you, Scott, for testing the doodles for your note taking, that they're working in the PC. That's awesome. I can't wait to see your chart today when you do your journal entry. And if you have any recommendations of what else we could put as far as doodles on the chart, um, I love suggestions. You know me, if I can do it, I will. Ron, I am waiting to see if we can, well, it would be dip number 2, wouldn't it? It'd be like the second dip at it. So if we could get up into here and get a really nice rejection through, I'm probably going to take that with a stop on the side of it. But in general, if you look at that, has it already played out? Um, so let's look at battle plan 5 again. So battle plan
No level,
5.
no trade, period. Make price come to you. No prediction trading. What are the break levels telling you?
So battle plan 5 had us coming into this region here, which we did, slamming back under this level, which we did, and the retest is a short. Now, we went much further than my mapping right here, didn't we? So we went all the way to the next strong level, and now we're coming back up. Do I want to take this short right here blindly on the RTH session when all the volume comes in? If it would have came back up here during the London, I would have taken it because it was equal volume as far as time frame is concerned. Now we're dealing with RTH. This is a different animal. So I think for me to take battle plan 5, I wanted to see it get up into here, maybe take the London high, get a strong rejection, and maybe take it again on dose number two. I'm not going to say the trade is dead, but I'm going to be pickier now. Does that make sense? I'm just going to be pickier. And if I miss it, I don't care. I don't care, but um, that's what I'm looking for. Let's pop up here. Let's get another rejection. Um, this price action is so lethargic. It gives me my confidence is pretty low right now on any trade. But yeah, if it would have came back during London, I would have taken it because it got me out. My stop was at 66, by the way, which was right behind this. Um, I wanted to be behind that. So my stop was at 66. It got me out. If it would have came back up, I would have probably taken it. Yeah. So I'd love for it to come back up into here. Were you here when I showed the volume profile for the last several days? If not, I'll do it again and show you kind of what I was thinking. Great question. Thank you. You know, we've had a 75-point pullback. I'm always cognizant of that. You know, this already had a really good move. What's the odds of it continuing? I don't know, but I need to see something. I need to see more evidence now that we've came to this strong level and moved up. And we got RTH volume. These levels don't mean anything to me. I don't care what that is. So if you want to take battle plan 5 at the strong, you certainly could pick your stop loss where you'd like it to be. You pick where you want that to be and take it. If you were really looking for a short, I'd like to see it come up a little bit more than slam back under again. Doesn't mean I'm right. 75-point pullback is a really good pullback though, right? I prefer it was, I wish it had been deeper. I wish we actually, I tell you what, I wish we'd have done. I wish we'd have opened and pushed here first because then I would have much preferred to be looking for a long. Why? Bulls control. That would have been my preferred trade. – 15 minutes to the top of the hour. Um, Top of the hour, we got consumer confidence and Richmond Manufacturing Index. First 15 minutes are over. And for anyone interested, that's the actual bell from Tombstone. I took it from Tombstone. Always thought that was an ominous bell. My goodness on price, huh? 15 minutes to the top of the hour, 15 minutes to news. Maybe you let that 15 minutes happen and look at the chart with a fresh set of eyes. I'm going to go grab me some iced tea. I'll be right back. Still nothing. Looks like it did my cycle while I was gone. All right, there's one of those automated pop-ups when news events are coming up, and it will disappear automatically. All right, absolutely nothing happening. I'll be back when there's something to say. My goodness. Nothing to do. It almost made it to 85. Not sure I would have front ran that under these conditions for sure. So no, thank you. Well, all righty. Was anyone planning on taking that battle plan 5 short at the level? I would not have front ran it. I just don't think that is the prudent thing to do there at that time. News in 4 minutes. We'll see what happens. Oh, you were? Didn't quite get there. No, it didn't. The good thing I like about those trades is the stop can be so small. It either touches and bounces or it doesn't. Didn't quite make it, but nice mapping. You know, you wish you'd hit everything perfectly to the tick, but this would definitely qualify as the slam under the level on the notes. Um, right here on battle plan 5, I said, thought I would toss in a short here in case we popped up there and slammed back under. I should have been strong level, not strong range. With a deep target of 70.72. So those were the battle plan notes. All right, 3 minutes to the top of the hour. Remember, the 71.62 is a POC for like this entire range since we've been up here. Um, since this time, back on the 17th. So for the past 11 days, we are at POC. So um, I really wish I wouldn't be afraid of battle plan 1. But definitely I'd be interested in the ones below it too. So wait till price hits our levels. You'd had to front run battle plan 5 by 2 points. I don't know, man. I think there's easier trades. All right, 2 minutes to the top of the hour. All right, 1 minute to the top of the hour. All right, so the news events that occur at the top of this hour typically don't have much of an effect, but it is worth noting when they occur. Still says they're pending.
Bigger picture, single prints, ranges.
Confidence was higher than forecasted. Appears to have zero effect, with tomorrow being FOMC. You can't expect an increased consumer confidence number to do much, but it is up. Higher than last reported and higher than the forecast. And we're just hovering here around the 11-day POC, 10-day POC, something like that. 15-day POC. Wild. Looks like price has found its happy place, huh? We could use a tweet right now. Now, on Battle Plan 5, I did something a little different too. I gave two targets. So if you could have gotten short here, the target was to come to here. And well, that's where we made it. And this was the outsized target. So in this case, I gave two targets. So if you could have gotten short, this would have been the perfect peel. Let's say you'd have done three contracts. Hold a single runner at or behind your entry, targeting here. So it's unusual I give two targets like that, but I did in this case. My goodness. Only thing to do is wait. All right, I'm going to go radio silent again. All right. Still a tiny, tiny opening range here. Let's bring up the profile in the essentials. Battling between the opening and the VWAP in the middle of the London range. Three 8-point candles going nowhere. Back and forth through the opening shows indecision. Check everybody else. Are we all on the same train? Well, ES is trying to get back into the range. Dow's not quite there. NQ, geez. Let me repeat. ES is trying to get back into the range. NQ hasn't quite gotten there. It's battling its VWAP. Dow is still inside a previous day range, and Russell is under previous day range, trying to make new lows. We are all over the place. That typically leads to complex chop. Nvidia down 1.5. The others are kind of up. Yep, I need something new. Period. End of the story. My platform is not even open because I'm not near a battle plan trade. I would have opened it if ES would have gotten up here and slammed back under the strong level, but that's not what happened. So one thing to note about NQ yesterday, it actually had an inside day.
No level, no trade, period. Make price come to you. No prediction trading. What are the break levels telling you?
That's right. No prediction trading, no level, no trade, waiting for something new. So battle plan 5 is the first possible battle plan that could have activated. We were looking for price to get into this region. We were looking for price to slam back under this level, come back to here to get short. Didn't quite make it for those who were going to take it. Um, already made it to first target here on this first slam in. So that's interesting. When the risk of a liquidation break is high, it's real difficult to get those shorts in, um, because it goes. It goes. What do you do? So you just wait. I'm waiting. Joe, did you take zero trades yesterday? I know you said you were going to wait for battle plan 1 yesterday. I was curious if you ended up taking zero trades. FOMC tomorrow, big earnings tomorrow after the close. We might just do nothing today. Well, I wish I could make this more exciting, but it's not. Dow's trying to get under the half back, take out the overnight low. Hasn't done it yet. NQ can't reclaim this VWAP yet. Russell looks like it wants to make a new low. We're getting rejection off previous day low. Bulls still control. No question about it. There are no sellers, and you don't have to be the first one. You will be able to end of the day chart that front side there though. Messy though. It's messy. It's muddy. It is fighting that opening. I agree. Yeah, let's turn back on our essentials. Absolutely, Steve. I agree. Don't see enough downside conviction to shorten up. There really aren't any sellers. That's just longs getting out. That's not selling. That's longs getting out. That's what a liquidation break is. Um, and let's bring up our ranges again. I'm going to move this back over here because this is where the range was. And we are in the red part of the range. It's a better place in general to be looking for a short than a long. We had a short mapped out, didn't quite make it back to there for the people who were going to take it. If you had it, you could still be short with a lotto runner. You probably TP taking 10 point, and now you got a single runner back. So as far as location, I'm not looking for a long here. So that's why one was not mapped. Only a short was mapped here because I'm going to map range rules first. Range rules rule, man. And so that's why there's a short mapped out right there. So we'll keep the range on right there. And if you got short with a lotto runner, this would, to me, be the outsized target. Bulls control, shorts would be counter, even though they're a good location to look for them. It's okay. You're on almost any trade, you can look at a certain time frame and make the argument it's counter. But that's why I'm more about where are we in an established range. It makes the most sense. So just disgusting price action, slop and chop. We know that. So we are under the opening. We are under a declining VWAP. We are in the upper distribution of the range where it's better to look for a short than a long, but you do not have to be short. I actually need to update my journal entry. Jeez. It is a special day, actually. It's the day before FOMC. Um, I didn't do anything last night. Got trailed out of my Lotto runner from Thursday's battle plan too long. So far, nada. I'll go update that other trade. So far, so far. I'm not going to award any P&L points today. I gave myself the P&L points yesterday for my stop. It just happened to got ran out today, so I'm not going to double dip on points. Um, so for now, that's good. Rigorous thinking purifies the soul. Yes, it does. I'm going to restart Battle Plan Buddy. Want to see something? Okay. Got my journal entry started. I love these little messages when people journal. I try to put a little motivational message with it. Journaling isn't extra, it's elite. Someone didn't put their first name in their journal, so I don't know who did that. And then most people don't journal. George does. So you did have a muddy front side there against the VWAP. Um, could have been interesting, but I'm just going to hang back. I want an easier trade than that one.
Bigger picture, single prints, ranges.
That's right, bigger picture. So let's do that. Let's just go to my 30-minute view. This is where we had that trend line. It broke it. It came back and back tested it. Nice little move there. We know we are right at the POC for this entire range. Trying to get over value area high, having difficulty. I think because of this candle here, that's why I said I would prefer to see us get near here if for that short, grab that overnight high, maybe I mean that London high may be there, but obviously it didn't get there. So for me, no trade. Steve called it. He walked. I don't blame him. But maybe we'll get a good move here. Bottom of the hour in 5 minutes. IB high and low in 5 minutes. Don't need this. Go back to profile in the essentials. We are under the opening. We are under VWAP. Man, Dow had a really strong push down and then bought right back up to the halfback. NQ got rejected off the VWAP again, and the same with us. Remember, if this thing starts vomiting hard, no knife catching. We're still at a high risk of a liquidation break. We had a nice 50 pointer there, got bought right back up. Bulls control, not shocking. You would have had a front run battle plan 5 there, right here to get short. Just not sure I want to front run that on the opening candles of an RTH session. So to me, there's easier trades to take. Of course, the beautiful thing about this entry here is the stop is relatively tight, to be honest. So you can take any trade you want, just know where you're wrong and trade it like a professional trader. Never let things get worse. Look at this RTH just smack dab in the middle of London. IB highs and lows in 2 minutes. Ah. Well, nothing to do, nothing to do. IB highs and lows in 1 minute. It's probably going to take both of them today. It's a small opening range here. Let's measure it just to kind of get an idea. 21 points, a little bigger than I thought, but it'll probably end up taking both of them. I guess today's the day they actually decide what the interest rate is, and tomorrow they announce it. I also saw some interesting charts when we get a new Fed chairman that there's quite a dip down on the new Fed chairman. So interesting. Doesn't give me a trade, but I do find it interesting. Just means if I'm short and that starts happening, hold that runner. Let's go back to the profile and the essentials.
IB high, IB low.
IB highs and lows, if you want to mark those out. Initial balance high and low reminder there. Well, at this rate, I don't see extending the morning trading. If we get somewhere interesting, I'm interested. If not, I'm going to get out of the house. I'm going to go to the store, go run a couple errands. I know that FOMC tomorrow, big tech earnings. You know, there's only so much gas in your tank to watch price action do this before you just get exhausted. And during this, don't have your platform open. If you're the type of trader who gets tempted to enter a trade because of boredom, you know you more than I know you. If that is a temptation, keep the platform closed. Or walk away, and when a battle plan trade alert pops up on your phone or in the group, come back and look at the chart if you're available. Let's bring back on our range. It's always important to know where you are at. The 4-pack doesn't look that promising, does it? um, so the laddering down continues. The downward slanting VWAP continues. We're under the VWAP. We're under the opening with laddering down towards the top of the range. Positionally, not a bad place to look for a short. And that's why we had battle plan 5 mapped out here from last night's battle plan.
Should I be trading? Am I biased? Am I following price or fighting price?
If you're short, try to stay short. Target that 70.72. Of course, you got to get through battle plan 1 and battle plan 2 to get there. But if you're already in a short, you're already in a winning trade. Play perfect chess. Nice. Come on. Bring back on our range. I'd like to see some large down candles. We start getting 15-point candles, no knife catching. If you do, be really tight. In other words, it either bounces or it doesn't. You don't allow it to go against you, and you never make things worse. Still only 8-point candles.
No level, no trade, period. Make price come to you. No prediction trading. What are the break levels telling you?
All right, let's tighten this up a little bit here. Man, if you could have gotten short and held that single lotto runner on the verge of a really nice trade. Preferably, you'd like to see both of these fair value gaps stay open if possible, but certainly this one. That thing comes into 64 and you wanted to take a short off of that. Targeting the overnight low and the RTH low and the previous overnight low as well. If you want to be greedier and short that opening against the VWAP, if you were interested in having a short here, bulls control, shorts or counter, small if at all, positionally, not a bad place to execute such a trade. You got the IB low there about the 61 mark, 61.50. 61 to 64 is interesting. The opening is always interesting. Dropping time frames here. Bulls control, shorts or counter, small if at all, never making things worse. If you're short from above, try to hold that short, hold that lotto runner, play perfect chess. We can lose this strong level. I think you're going to be in a good move. $15 to the top of the hour. 4-pack is indicating lower prices are very possible. FOMC tomorrow, earnings tomorrow. Everything is risky. NQ did not take out its overnight low there. I want to zoom this out. Man, NQ's already had a fantastic move to the south.
Bigger picture, single prints, ranges.
We start getting accelerating to the downside. No knife catching. Battle plan 1 has us digging down into here, getting back up over this strong level. They're looking for a long if you're short. As the two mappings, this is the first target. Great place to peel contracts. I mean, almost to perfection. That's pretty cool. Hold a lotto runner just in case you get a nice move down to 70.72.
Should I be trading? Am I biased? Am I following price or fighting price?
I am not biased, but we know where we're at on the chart. That's important. Just because you know where you're at on the chart doesn't mean you're biased. You just have to watch those, oh, we're going down, or anything like that, you know. Price action getting fast on the DOM here. Somebody knows something. That's what I think. Getting interesting, getting interesting. No prediction trading. You had a muddy front side up there. Almost made it to our battle plan location. Take a peek at everybody else. I really feel like it's watch out below, but that doesn't give me a trade. Bulls control. Bulls have to give it up, and then the Johnny come late shorts pile on. And they pile on and they pile on till they hit a location where it's gobbled up. I try to find those locations with the battle plan, but after this big of a move up, it would not be a shock that battle plan 1 doesn't offer an entry. Battle plan 2 doesn't offer an entry. It's further down. What do I know? I don't know. All I can look at is where do I want to engage in price? If it gives me a trade, I'll take it.
Stop trading in 10 minutes. Only trade your best trading hours. Take a break. Walk away. Be done. Be content. Adjust afternoon risk settings.
All right. Coming back into the first target area. You can hold a lotto runner. The goal is here if you're short. If you're not, I'm not short, so I'm going to watch to see what happens here. Then I'm going to watch to see what happens here. NQ making new low. Dow is still holding us up. Dow is still holding us up. Dow is the only reason we're not vomiting with 15-point candles right now. Man, that was close to an entry right there. If it makes it all the way down to here, you got a 100-pointer if you could have gotten in, or if you got in earlier. Let's go to a 10-minute chart. Let's bring it out a little bit. My goodness. NQ took another overnight low. Dow is having none of this. We're certainly not all on the same train. Nice strong levels, I guess. Well, this thing starts vomiting. Be careful with the knife catching. Well, the only trade that got close, that's got within 2 points of this entry. But as I said, on the opening candles, that's a real difficult to trade to take no matter what. Beautiful thing in this type of trade, the stop is really small. Take any trade you want as long as you know where you're wrong and get out. So NQ had taken another session low there. Be careful thinking you got a short. You don't have to short. If you're already short, you want to target below. We've hit this target now twice. Ultimate target down here. That would be great. I would welcome it. I would love it. Four minutes to the top of the hour. Unless something spectacular happens in 4 minutes, we will wrap it up. And I'll just wait to get alerts that I set earlier this morning. Actually, I better reset them because I refreshed. I did that. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Set alerts. All right, well, my alerts are in. If you remember, my alerts will make a post go off in the Discord group. Your alerts will be a personal alert for you, but my alerts are going to go off in the group. So this short got within 2 points of hitting that perfectly and made it to the first target. Would I be interested in shorting that again? Maybe if we got back up here and get slammed back under again, but probably not. I'll probably just hang out and wait for something fresh. I think that trade has now been used well, but we do understand range rules. So if we take that IB high, fail to get the London high, slam back in, that might be interesting. I've got a couple honeydew items I'm going to get done this morning. So thanks for joining me. I think that'll conclude the morning. The strong levels has been doing very well. Remember 671, 62-ish is where the POC is for this multi-day range. So we're kind of just hanging out at POC, not the most ideal place to enter a new trade. Remember, NQ has now taken several lows. That might be all that happens because Dow was going, no, thank you. So if NQ turns around, we're turning around too. So don't think this thing has to vomit to the bottom of the range. I think the short has already happened and you need to be holding a runner. So that's my opinion. Your mileage may vary. You do you. But I like an easy trade and I want to be at the edge of a range, preferably a fresh.
Stop trading or manage your runner playing perfect chess. Take a break, refresh, recharge. Remember, trading requires the best you.
I do need a refresh. So, all right, that's going to be it for me. I'll check in with you in the group. And tomorrow's FOMC. It's the day before FOMC. So let's take that into consideration. No disappointment, whether you got into a trade or not. Not being in a trade sometimes is the absolute best, isn't it? So remember, Dow is not wanting any of this down move. If NQ turns around, we're probably going to turn around too. So moderate short expectations. Bulls control. All right, I'll see you.